ourselves and what we liked, and kind of got on a knowledge basis, I think.
Then I remembered when I did cycling a bit as a student, having my seat stolen and my handlebar stolen, suddenly we had issues that we had to deal with, like security and convenience.
I mean, what do you do with your helmet? Also, you see everybody walking around with their bike wheels and having to take them off. It just seems ridiculous. So we thought we wanted to do something that would provide security and safety for bikes, deal with different sizes of them, and had to deal with the packs of cyclists versus the sort of family cycling. Some are getting to work, but then you also get outside those cafes, the sort of packs of cyclists that go all in 20. And they all come at once. And how do you deal with that? And then I expanded the brief. I went, it could be, we can do these sort of wedges that are, do one, and then you can put them together, and maybe it could be housed in Cesar's structure, which is here, and it was great,
So the idea with the wedge was that you could
this is the bike wedge,
compose them in different sculptural ways, to kind of break up space. And
so this is, say this is out in the front of it, or in the park. And are they fixed like that?
Yeah,
they'd have to be attached to the ground somehow.
But we had them weighted. So the idea was that it's a self-contained sort of bike locker, and it would have an area for you to hook in your helmet in there. It has a track that stables the bike wheel so it doesn't fall over, and it's lockable, right? So it'd be like, I guess.
That, just going back a little bit, but did that actual sort of form just come from looking at a bike and seeing it as a...
Because it was the sort of the handlebars tapering back to the back wheel, and then so it was looking, rather than doing a regular shape, doing something that responded to the form of the bike, and then also it allowed the how to put them together, in a more interesting way, and it was, I guess, an economy of space that we got out of it as well. And then that led to a more interesting form, I think, and as it would be dotted along the landscape.
Because we kind of looked at like street bollards and even...
Well, what stops it from, going away? And if you've got a bike in there, well, you just get two guys go, oh, great, okay, we'll take the bike off. But from the security point of view, we go, okay, how do we keep these beautiful little objects then in place? And I think once Cesar had done the research and came up with the idea of the rotomolling, we just went, oh, so we can, and then choosing, even though it's a hypothetical project, choosing a material expression and a method allowed us to then investigate further. So we went, and then we can fill it with water so it doesn't go, and then we can cast the things in, and they could be like little climbing bits, and that could fit them together.
And then we thought also briefly, maybe we can reuse that water somehow.
That's right.
So then those issues started coming up as well.
We took a really sort of multiple use approach to it. It was sort of, it was an object to contain a bike. It became an urban element, an urban sculpture, and then depending on how you arrange them, they could become, you could use them as a lighting source, so that's when we talked about the glow in the dark. So it wasn't a separate lighting source. It was something that it kind of glowed, so at night time you could see where they were, and they had a really interesting play in the urban house these or do whatever.
And that's when the cubes came in. So that the cubes, essentially, the top part of the cube would be storage, and then the wedges would be housed within them.
So you get... So these are lockers, essentially, that open.
They're bike lockers.
And then they can sort of tessellate into this little box as well in their own right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a little bit of a modular system where you could, kind of...
Stack them together.
And have some on top.
And so the idea was...
And that's how they sort of click together.
That was one of the original ideas, but then we moved on and we thought, we could use that...
then we did the little climbing grips.
Climbing grips.
Yeah, those ones.
So essentially they kind of...